Obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a force of nature. And I actually like that analogy very much, a force of nature. Giannis isn't going to be stopped. Giannis is going to carry those Milwaukee Bucks through the playoffs. Giannis, to me, is like gravity. Count on it. It's going to happen. It's not going to cause any wild swings. You're going to have to beat Giannis. He's going to perform. He's going to be awesome. And the Bucks, because of that, should achieve our expectations, which is Eastern Conference Finals, perhaps NBA Finals. Giannis isn't an X factor. He's not a swing component because we know what he'll do, and thus we know what the Bucks will do. I can say the same thing about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's going to perform, and he's going to carry those Raptors to the full extent of their potential. Kevin Durant's going to perform, and the Golden State Warriors will do the same. I think James Harden will perform, and the Rockets will fall short of some people's expectations, but for the vast majority, the rational among us, those who see the predictable nature of these NBA playoffs, that the Golden State Warriors will be standing when everybody else is falling down, we know how far James Harden will carry the Rockets. No. I've got two names for you that make it impossible or hardest to predict where these teams will go. First of all, one of the biggest X factors, one of the two biggest X factors in these NBA playoffs is the Boston Celtics' Kyrie Irving. Kyrie will swing the entire direction of the Boston Celtics playoffs hopes, the entire direction of the Boston Celtics future for that matter, the entire direction of how they're going to build this would-be dynasty, the entire direction of the next 5 years. Kyrie will be an X factor for all of that. Kyrie's performance and the way it serves as an engine for the Boston Celtics will be the biggest X factor in the Eastern Conference. Damon Jones, former NBA player, was on Get Up this morning, and he talked about exactly how far he thought these Celtics could go. Listen.
I see Boston getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm gonna be worried about the Marcus Smart being out the first two rounds.
Yeah.
But I look for Gordon Hayward and Jaylen Brown to step up their production, not only on the offensive end but defensively, because Marcus Smart, they miss a lot on the perimeter defensively. And Kyrie Irving is just a big game player when it comes to the playoffs. I'm not worried about what he's gonna give me, but I do see this team making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't see the Boston Celtics making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, let me walk through a couple things. Marcus Smart's loss is going to be big. He's the heart and soul of that team. He's a defensive presence. He is their grit. He is their toughness. But I think Jaylen Brown is going to be a really, really good to great player in the NBA. He's had his ups and downs, but Jaylen can play defense. Jaylen can be gritty. Jaylen Brown can be tough. Jaylen Brown can fill in for Marcus Smart. Gordon Hayward is turning into Gordon Hayward of old. Through the month of March and into April, Gordon Hayward is looking like a guy who can make a real difference for the Celtics. And if Gordon Hayward is the Gordon Hayward of old, look out. Look out, Bucks. Because that's who they'd meet in the second round. Now, I don't think the Boston Celtics will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals because I don't think they'll get past Giannis, and I don't think they'll get past the Bucks. I don't think they'll get past the second round. But now let me acknowledge the X factor. I know who playoff Kyrie is. I know what closer Kyrie can do. But what I don't know is how the Boston Celtics will respond to that Kyrie. It's been a yo-yo all season long, and you know it. You and I both know it. The Celtics were a predictable thing. We all knew what they could do because they did it. They made it to the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron James. They did it on the backs of defense and sharing the ball and ball movement. And any given player stepping up at any given time, from Jaylen Brown to Jason Tatum to Al Horford, that's who they were a year ago. And then you insert Kyrie Irving, a guy who's more ball dominant, a guy who doesn't necessarily fit that style of play. And all season long, because of that, it's been a yo-yo. Does Kyrie take over? Yes. Do they win? Sometimes. Are they clicking on all cylinders? Sometimes. Are they looking like they have sand in the engine and salt in the gas tank? Sometimes. I think Kyrie will perform. When I say he's an X factor, I'm not talking about is he going to be bad or is he going to be good. What I mean is this. how will his team fit into his performance? This is a team that wasn't designed to be run this way. So when Kyrie is taking over, how does Jason Tatum respond? When Kyrie is taking over, how does Jaylen Brown respond? When Kyrie is doing playoff Kyrie, what's the chemistry look like in Boston? Because just because he turns into playoff Kyrie doesn't mean the Celtics sing. They have to respond to his style of play. He has to mesh with their style of play. It's got to be like a symphony, man, an orchestra. They're going to have to all play together. He can't break out into a jazz solo in the middle of the Met Opera. It isn't going to work. But if he can take that instrument, if he can take that virtuoso style of play and make it fit into the Celtics, that's an X factor. That's a team that could take down the Bucks. Could. I don't think they will. But I acknowledge the X factor that Kyrie and the Celtics with Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart coming back represent. That's a team that can go through a wild swing. Will Cain filling in for Stephen A. Smith today, laying out the two players for you that I believe serve as the difference makers, the swing factors, the X factors in the NBA playoffs. I just gave you Kyrie Irving. Here's the one other name that I believe could swing this playoffs. Let me deal with this first. One of the problems with the NBA 82-game regular season is the predictable nature. And with the rise of the Golden State Warriors and the super duper team, where we know who's going to win and there's a lack of drama in the outcome, it all becomes so predictable, including the first round of the NBA playoffs. I have trouble finding the upset. But again, on Get Up, Damon Jones, former NBA player, he didn't have trouble. This guy, Damon, my man, does not believe in the predictable nature of the NBA playoffs, I guess. Listen to this.
I see Orlando winning this series.
Whoa.
I really do, and I like the way that this team is playing defense. They're shooting the three ball exceptionally well. If Orlando can set their pace and set their tone defensively, and like I said, make the three like they've been doing down the stretch of the regular season, I see them winning in 7 games.
Orlando. The Magic, Damon? Are we the Magic or like the Orlando Arrows? Was that the AAF team name? I don't even know. Like, which Orlando? Orlando, the Magic. The Magic. Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Isaac. That's what, over the Raptors with Kawhi Leonard. No, sir. I respectfully disagree. And that's the thing. How many upsets can you truly see in the NBA playoffs? Go through them. I mean, you're not going to take the Clippers over the Warriors, right? I'm not going to take the Spurs over the Nuggets. I think some, including my friend ESPN NBA analyst Ryan Hollins, sees that as a potential upset. I'm not even going to take the Jazz over the Rockets, even though that's an interesting matchup. Over in the East, I am not going to believe that the Sixers, the Celtics, the Raptors, or the Bucks lose in the first round. But if I'm looking for one potential upset, if I'm looking for expectations, I'm looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Portland Trailblazers. That's the 3-seed Portland Trailblazers against the 6-seed Oklahoma City Thunder. That is Vegas and BPI, ESPN's BPI, predicting the Blazers over the Thunder. And I believe there's a guy who can swing those expectations. My other X factor in these NBA playoffs, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has to deliver in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook has to exceed what Vegas thinks, what BPI thinks, what seeding has his team going against 6 versus 3. We expected at some point the Thunder have to win a first-round playoff series without Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook can swing that series. Russell Westbrook can upset expectations. And I think he has to. I don't think we can continue to talk about triple-doubles. I don't think we can continue to talk about 20-20-20 if it doesn't manifest in wins in the playoffs. Is this winnable? Honestly, forget Vegas. Forget BPI. Don't you think so? I mean, don't you think your own personal expectations, Russell Westbrook and Paul George, Adams, you don't think that team can beat the Blazers? That's a winnable series. No disrespect to Damian Lillard. No disrespect to CJ McCollum. That's a winnable series. And Westbrook can do it, I believe. And he must. He must be the swing factor. He must be the one series in the NBA playoffs where you have a legit upset happening. And it has to happen on the back of Russell Westbrook. And if it doesn't, it'll begin to be that final nail in the coffin of his reputation as a stat player, but not a playoff winner. You know, there's one other guy that's been said of. That's been James Harden. Is that fair? He's in the West. He's going up against the behemoth that is the Golden State Warriors. Is that fair? What does James Harden have to do to meet our expectations? What does James Harden have to do to live up to what we need to see from him the way we need to see a playoff series win from Russell Westbrook? I'll answer that. What? First round? Second round? Western Conference Finals? NBA Finals? What do we need to see from James Harden? You can join that 888-729-3776. Let's get into that. And the horrendous drama in Pittsburgh. Have you ever seen a team with this much drama? Have you ever seen a team with this much dysfunction? I'll tell you what. I'm going to bring in a guy who gives you one of the names of a team that could soon turn into the Steelers if they're not careful. That team name could surprise some fans in the upper Midwest. It's Will Cain on the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio. If you haven't tried the incredible high-quality meat from ButcherBox, you're going to be blown away. ButcherBox delivers healthy, 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef, free-range organic chicken, and heritage breed pork right to your door. With free shipping, you can get a month's worth of the best-tasting meat from ButcherBox for less than $6 a meal. ButcherBox is offering Stephen A's listeners the ultimate breakfast bundle, 2 packs of the best-tasting bacon you've ever had, and 2 pounds of their custom breakfast sausage, plus $20 off your first box when you sign up at butcherbox.com/Stephen A. That's butcherbox.com/Stephen A. Which team could soon turn into the Steelers drama? Next on the Stephen A. Smith Show.
The Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by Barbasol. Hey, sports fans. Barbasol is offering you a chance to score big when you join the Barbasol Shave Club. Grab your premium starter kit for